Hello again. I hope you are enjoying the content. This channel is designed to present information that makes a connection to Jamaica. So, please like, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do so today. Also, share the information with others. Our topic in this session will focus on Jamaica's response to Donald Trump's presidencies, reflecting on past policies and preparing for future impact on immigration, economy, and nationalism. Now, let us get to my reflections. Donald J. Trump's presidency, 2017 to 2021, and his return to the White House in 2025 present a multifaceted challenge for Jamaica. The United States is home to a large Jamaican diaspora and is Jamaica's key trade partner, so American policies reverberate powerfully on the island. Trump's America First approach, characterized by hardline immigration stances, protectionist trade policies, and an unpredictable diplomatic style, forced Jamaica to confront both immediate impacts and long term questions about self reliance. Since Trump returned to the presidency in 2025, this reflective analysis examines how Jamaica was affected by his first term, how his second term is likely to influence the island, and why nurturing a stronger sense of economic and political nationalism may be Jamaica's prudent response. Jamaicans in the U.S. under Trump's presidency, past and current, immigration crackdowns, and deportation fears. Trump's first term instilled palpable anxiety among Jamaican immigrants in the U.S., both documented and undocumented. Early in his administration, the focus was on tightening immigration enforcement. This resulted in travel anxiety among even legal Jamaican residents. For instance, many Jamaicans with U.S. green cards grew fearful that if they left the country, even for a short visit home, they might face trouble re entering due to stricter border controls and heightened scrutiny. For the tens of thousands of undocumented Jamaicans in the U.S., the threat of deportation loomed large. Community forums and town halls sprang up to help Jamaicans fast track their legal status to remain in the United States, as Jamaica's ambassador to Washington, Audrey Marks, observed. The fear of deportation was not unfounded. Around 5,000 Jamaican nationals in the U.S. had final removal orders by 2017, a number that was expected to rise with Trump's expanded ICE operations. Although Jamaican officials emphasized that there would be no mass deportation overnight, the increase in deportations led to rising anxiety within the diaspora. Fast forward to 2025, with Trump returning to office, and immigration concerns for the Jamaican diaspora have escalated. Trump's return brings with it a renewed focus on stringent immigration policies, including an expansion of the mass deportation program. His administration's promise of the largest deportation operation in American history has created a sense of impending crisis for Jamaican nationals in the U.S., who now face heightened fears of deportation, particularly those who are undocumented or have tenuous legal statuses. Sociopolitical impacts on the diaspora. Beyond the statistics, Trump era immigration policies carried significant sociopolitical consequences. Families were torn apart as fear, uncertainty, and mistrust permeated the Jamaican community in the U.S. Many Jamaican Americans began to feel like second class citizens in their own home. Trump's inflammatory talk, including his notorious S countries comment directed at Haiti and other African nations, also impacted Jamaicans, who were included in the broader perception of immigrant undesirables. During his first term, the tension between Jamaican Americans and the larger society was palpable, and Trump's second term promises to reignite such sentiments. The rise of xenophobic nationalism has not only made daily life more difficult for Jamaican immigrants, but also exacerbated feelings of exclusion. While many Jamaican immigrants seek a better life in the U.S., Trump's policies have made them feel vulnerable. As Trump pushes forward with more aggressive enforcement, Jamaican nationals in the U.S. are expected to continue navigating an increasingly hostile climate. Many have even returned home and have found a new perspective on life. U.S. policies influencing Jamaica's economy and diplomacy. Trade and economic reverberations. Trump's America First policies during his first term had direct and indirect effects on Jamaica's economy. The imposition of tariffs on steel and aluminum imports by the U.S. created global commodity market uncertainties. For Jamaica, a major producer of alumina, the raw material for aluminum, the tariffs were a direct blow to its key export industry. In Trump's second term, as he continues to prioritize protectionist economic measures, Jamaica's export industries could be further threatened. Trump's potential expansion of tariffs or imposition of new trade restrictions could hurt Jamaica's ability to compete in the U.S. market. As a small, open economy, Jamaica is vulnerable to U.S. trade policy changes. In particular, aluminum, bauxite, and tourism, three of Jamaica's largest revenue streams, may face additional challenges due to rising tariffs or other trade restrictions. In addition, Trump's proposal to tax remittances during his first term stirred anxiety in Jamaica, as remittances are a vital lifeline for the country's economy. While such measures were not implemented during his first term, they remain a possibility under his current presidency. Any attempt to restrict or tax remittances would undermine Jamaica's economic stability, as remittances represent a significant percentage of the island's GDP. The Jamaican government must remain vigilant and prepare contingency plans in the event that the U.S. moves forward with these plans. Diplomatic and security relations. Trump's first term also tested Jamaica's diplomatic flexibility. His administration's stance on international relations was transactional, often forcing countries to choose between aligning with the U.S. or maintaining regional solidarity. A notable example was the Venezuela crisis. In a potential second term, the U.S. may continue to push Caribbean nations like Jamaica to support its stance on issues like Venezuela and China. Jamaica's ongoing cooperation with the U.S. in areas like drug interdiction and border security may intensify, but this will come at a cost. While Trump's policies could bring additional resources for security cooperation, they could also limit Jamaica's diplomatic space. The island will be under pressure to align with U.S. positions on various global issues, potentially at the expense of regional unity and its own foreign policy. With Trump's promise of the largest deportation operation in American history, Jamaica could face significant challenges. If large numbers of Jamaican nationals are deported, it could overwhelm the country's social services and job markets. Immigration policies that restrict or reduce remittances would be particularly devastating for the Jamaican economy, which relies heavily on these financial flows. Jamaica's leadership must prepare for the potential influx of deportees by strengthening reintegration programs, offering skills training, and creating employment pathways. At the same time, it is critical that Jamaica advocates for its nationals abroad by engaging with U.S. policymakers to prevent punitive remittance taxes and other measures that could harm the economy. Trade and economic policy. Trump's second term could also exacerbate existing trade tensions. While Jamaica benefits from U.S. trade policies like the Caribbean Basin Initiative, CBI, which allows duty free access to U.S. markets, the continuation of Trump's protectionist measures could destabilize this arrangement. For example, if U.S. tariffs on bauxite and aluminum remain or increase, it will further erode Jamaica's export competitiveness. Jamaica must diversify its export markets and pursue trade agreements with other regions, particularly Latin America, Africa, and Asia, to reduce dependence on the U.S. This strategic diversification is critical to mitigating risks posed by potential U.S. trade policy changes. Security and geopolitical alignments. While Jamaica may benefit from increased security cooperation with the U.S. in areas like anti narcotics operations, a second Trump term could lead to even greater U.S. pressure to limit Jamaica's dealings with China, especially regarding infrastructure projects. The Trump administration has expressed concerns over Chinese influence in the Caribbean, and Jamaica could find itself in a difficult position trying to balance relations with the U.S. and China. Jamaica must strengthen its geopolitical position by diversifying its international relationships and asserting its independence in global affairs. Fostering economic and political nationalism. The turbulence of Trump's presidency underscores the need for Jamaica to reduce its overdependence on any single foreign power. Including the U.S. economic and political nationalism should be prioritized to ensure long-term stability. This includes fostering a more self-reliant economy, encouraging domestic production, and investing in local industries. By building stronger local industries in sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism, Jamaica can reduce its reliance on U.S. imports and create more jobs for its people. Political nationalism should emphasize Jamaica's sovereignty and its ability to chart its own course in foreign policy. While continued engagement with the U.S. is essential, Jamaica must ensure that its decisions are made in the best interests of its people, not solely based on external pressures. Conclusion. Donald Trump's return to the presidency in 2025 presents both challenges and opportunities for Jamaica. While his first term created significant disruptions, his second term could further exacerbate issues related to immigration, trade, and geopolitical relations. However, within these challenges lie opportunities for Jamaica to strengthen its self-reliance, foster nationalism, and diversify its economic and diplomatic partnerships. By preparing for the potential disruptions of another Trump term, Jamaica can chart a path toward greater independence and economic resilience, ensuring that it can weather external shocks and emerge stronger in the face of future global uncertainties.